At this place in history, we're in Rutland with Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Perkins. What brings us here today?
So we're on the site of what was the Eastern Rutland Congregational Church, and it was an institution that a man named Martin Henry Freeman attended in the early 19th century.
And he's the guy on the sign, so that's who we're talking about.
He's the guy on the sign. So what makes Martin Henry Freeman stand out? So first of all, he was an African American living in Rutland and highly educated. So he went to Middlebury College, graduated from there, and then ultimately became president of Allegheny Institute, which is now Avery College. So he was the first African American president of a college in the United States. And so we're talking 1851. He was very much involved in the abolitionist movement of the time. Vermont certainly was a hotbed of abolitionism, but it was a certain brand of abolitionism. And the idea behind this was that slavery should end. All abolitionists believed that. But there were a group that felt that once slavery was ended, everyone of African descent should then be sent back to Africa. And what's interesting with Martin Freeman, I mean, very highly educated, I mean, an incredible person in his academic pursuits, and he was part of this academic thought, and so he actually ended up the rest of his career in Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia. Liberia was a country that was created by abolitionists from the United States so that previously enslaved African Americans could then be resettled in Africa. You know, looking back on this didn't really work out so well, but it was one of those movements, and Freeman felt strongly about it. He celebrated the black mind, the black body. He was one of the first people to write about that you needn't straighten your hair or lighten your skin to be proud of how you look, but then also wrote that people of African descent should move back to Africa, and he did so himself.
Did he continue in academia there?
He did, yeah. So he headed up the public university in Monrovia. He was unhealthy once he got there, and he did die a few years after arriving in Liberia, and he's buried there, but born and raised right here in Rutland.
This place in history.